ride away like a hurricane. Nothing in my way will make me be afraid. And I can feel it in my bones. Yeah, I can feel it in my soul. Yeah, I can feel it, no letting go. And I can feel it, it's getting close. I said I can't stand by anymore. Looking in from the outside, I know I can hold the phone. They can't keep my hands tied. I need strength to carry on and help me push it through. Oh, no one can save me from myself. I need force, breaking down the walls by force, keeping my head above the water.
We've been talented all along. We think we're fortresses made of stone, but we're just palaces made out of flesh and bone, waiting for our time to shine, to come on.
Here we are, getting ready for this showdown between these two fighters. Should be a good one. I'm Todd Grisham. Alongside me, Johnny Nelson.
About time, too.
It's time for our tale of the tape. Muhammad Ali. He is the greatest of all time. Muhammad Ali, fighting out of Louisville. Eastern assassin. This battle, so much hype. These athletes have promised us a war. Let's see if they deliver. The straight right just misses. And just as quickly as the action slows down, it heats back up. Johnny, a lot of fighters focus on their defense with their hands up. This fighter focuses on their defense with their footwork, moving on those angles, staying out of danger.
Todd, this is what it's all about. Hit and don't get hit. Jab, move, pop, slip. Use your footwork. Drive your opponent crazy.
Punch, counter punch. They threw the hook. It didn't land. Like what you're seeing as we reach the halfway point of this round.
Perfectly matched, skill for skill, tap for tap. Now this fight will say, you know what, I'm just that notch above you, and so I've got to respect both of them more than happy.
You'd like to see more jabs. Nice exchange here from both men. Beautiful counter punch. Despite what the judges' scorecards read, there are no losers in this one. Let's talk about Ali and taking a big breath, and here we go again. Let's see how they bounce back here in this round.
They've had 1 minute to recover. Now they've got to bluff it. They've got to bluff it. They've got to come out now and style it out. Get on the back foot, jab. Rest on the jab. Be smart and pop until your legs come back. Then put the pressure on.
And he scores with the counter. This fighter is all about finesse, using a lot of angles and lateral movement.
A flat for the fight. If you've got a dancer out there in front, you've got to cut them off. Cut the rings off. Make the rings small. Put them on the back foot. Put them under pressure.
They are giving us a high-tempo show. We wanted action, and they are giving us action. Well done with that counter shot. There's a counter shot. Both men step back for just a moment. Not a lot of punch output. Thought there might be more action here. Perfect punch. This round's still up for grabs with just 10 seconds to go. In that last round. You know that bell was sweet music to... Here we go in round 3. Who's going to land the first big shot? It has been all one-way traffic. How do they turn this around?
That was a tough last round. Now you've got to make sure he doesn't put it on him. That's what...
Whoa, Johnny, out of nowhere. Look at this. Larry Holmes now stumbling backwards. True champion knows how to get out of trouble after they got into trouble, and it appears the onslaught is over, at least for now.
What recovery skills they are. What a shot it was. Completely gone. I thought there's no way he's going to finish this round. But look at that. Look at the movement. Look at the speed. Back on it. Like it never happened.
Wasn't ready for that counter punch. Straight right just misses. We're at the halfway point of this round, and both of these fighters have had their moments. Still could go either way.
Skill for skill, tap for tap. Just like a match made in heaven.
The straight right just misses. Correct me if I'm wrong, but when you're dealing with someone with so much speed, you've got to get your timing right.
Let me explain to you about a fast fighter that's got stand speed and footwork. They're relaxed, they're confident, they know they just have a quick burst, boom! In a split second, they've let 4 shots go. Their footwork has got them out of the way. And these guys are so relaxed, and that's why they can maintain this all the way through a fight.
Very close round with 10 seconds to go. Who would have thought Ali would get rattled like this? Let's talk about Ali in that last round. The game plan does not seem to be... Here we go in round 4. Who's going to land the first big shot? See that again, but from a different angle.
Even I've got to see that again. Where did that come from? 1, 2, 3, 4. You are right.
The referee deems they can continue, but this might be a big mistake.
Oh, he can smell blood. Look at that. He's put in round once. He knows what shot works and where to land it. Can he try and do it again? He's just not got to get trigger happy.
Catch and shoot. Every time they throw a shot. What a knockout headshot. Let's watch it again. And they knew it when they threw it.
That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Come to me.
So they'll make it up, and this fight continues.
Well, now it's about getting back to the corner, freshen up, get new instructions given to you, and they've got to G you up. They've got to tell you what you're doing wrong and what you're doing right.
They both want the knockout. So we enter the final 10 seconds here in a pretty dominant display. Let's talk about Ali in that last round. Time for the 5th round. It's been a nightmare so far. What can they do to turn this around?
2 knockdowns in that last round. There'll be sheer panic in that corner. What do? Do they throw the towel in? Do they let him come back out again? Because they know their fighter is like a lamb to the slaughter.
How nervous would you get when you know you're facing a big puncher like this that can seriously hurt you?
Sometimes when you get in there with someone that's so powerful, you've got to think him. You've just got to be smarter than him. You've got to be like a little Fagin and pickpocket him.
Looks like a little change of strategy here, trying to loosen up the flow a little bit. Nice counter. Right when you think the pace will slow down, it picks up. Good fight so far. Both of these fighters have had their moments.
They're so close, so close. How can you separate them? It's going to be a hard night tonight for the judges.
One punch could end this fight for either of these two heavyweights.
When you have a fight that's got that great footwork and that great hand speed, it's so hard. It's an uphill battle.
He fails to score with that left hook. Can't find a home with that jab. You know the scorecards are going to be all over the place in this one. Let's talk about Ali in that last one. Here we go in the 6th round. So the fight will continue. How do they turn things around?
This is one of those situations. You've just been hurt. You've got to get out there again. Be smart. Be sharp. Don't be a fool. Don't get suckered in. Make him fight your fight. Hold him, tie him up just until your head clears again and your legs come back again. Because if you don't, he's going to pop you off.
Nice counter punch right up the middle. Every time they drop their guard, they get caught. That hook doesn't score. One punch changes everything in this division. It's the heavyweights.
This can be so frustrating when you're in such a fast fighter that can throw 3-4 shot combinations before you've even let one. That creates frustration, and that's when it gets hard.
Halfway through the round, and there's not a lot separating these two.
Perfectly matched, Skill for skill, tap for tap. Now this fight will say, you know what, I'm just that notch above you, and so I got to respect both of them. More than happy.
Gotta let your hands go a little bit. It's okay to be aggressive now. Is he gonna punch himself out, though? His stamina is off the charts. A very competitive round with 10 seconds left. Talk about Ali in that match. Here comes round 7. Safe to say that last round was a nightmare. Let's see if we can turn it around here.
Now he knows he's been hurt. He's going to come out and put the pressure on. He's going to throw the kitchen sink at you. You've got to be ready for that. Don't fight fire with fire. Hold him off. Be smart because he's going to try and put you under pressure. He knows your legs are gone. He knows your head's not cleared. Be sharp.
What do you think of what we've seen so far from these two boxers, Johnny?
Sometimes when you have a fight, the best way to beat a fight is not give them what they want. Because they want to get you there. They want you to stand there toe-to-toe with them and have a terror. That's what they do in the gym every single day of the week. What you've got to do is you've got to frustrate them as they set their shots. Get out of the way. And they'll get so angry, so frustrated because they can't work.
Not a lot of punch output. Thought there would be some more action here. Big shots from both these fighters. Got to be careful, though.
Skill for skill, tap for tap. She's like a match made in heaven.
The only fear you have with this fighter is has he punched himself out? Well, just a couple rounds left, Johnny. What's your assessment so far?
That power might be the do or die. That power might be the equalizer.
Has to be careful for that receipt. It's always coming. This round could go either way. 10 seconds to go. Talk about Ali in that last round. And a round that seemed like an eternity for them finally comes to a close.
The bell sometimes it...
Round 8, and we're off again. Coming off a very tough round. Let's see what they do here.
They've had 1 minute to recover. Now they've got to bluff it. They've got to bluff it. They've got to come out now and style it out. Get on the back foot, jab, rest on the jab. Be smart and pop until your legs come back. Then put the pressure on.
Incredible work rate. He threw a punch and just got countered. Just when you thought we'd see a lull in the action, here we go again. Holding nothing back here in the round. We both know who the bigger power puncher is. There's a significant power difference. How would you handle that?
I've seen certain fighters that can depend on just their power alone. Forget tactics. They know the second they touch you, it's done. That's where the confidence comes from.
A very competitive round here so far.
They're so close, so close. How can you separate them? It's going to be a hard night tonight for the judges.
Can't throw out a lazy jab in this fight. You're going to get knocked out. Lucky that hook didn't score. Despite what the judges' scorecards read, there are no losers in this one. Clearly, his opponent was too much for him, and he's thrown in the towel. And that is that. They surrender. This is over.